Hi everybody. So I know for a lot of you, CS225 is your first real exposure to pointers, and they can be kind of confusing at first. So I'll try and explain a little bit about them, and then kind of give you guys some help with pointers on the MP. All right. So a pointer is just a variable, and that variable holds a memory location. So over here we have some memory, and here's a pointer. Now, let's try and assign that pointer to some memory. Let's say this block right here. All right, there we go. It's done. All the pointer holds is just a number, and that number lets it look up where in memory it needs to go. A lot of times, people draw it like this. This is really the same thing. This is just easier to understand with the arrow. But what's really happening is the pointer is just storing some number. Okay, so on to the MP. Let's say you have BMP, a couple of BMPs, A and B. And here we'll try and use the overloaded operator, the parentheses, which if you remember returns a RGBA pixel pointer. So what this is trying to do is assign the XY coordinates of B to the IJ coordinates of A. So let's see what happens if we try and compile this. All right, so this was line 30. This statement right here was line 30, and it says invalid L value in the assignment. So let's try and figure out what that error actually means. Okay, so let's look at what b of xy gives you. Remember, it returns a pointer, so it's just a memory address. So it points over here to this memory address. And a of ij similarly returns a memory address, so it returns this one. So what this statement is really saying is try and assign the number 1000, try and assign the number 4 to the number 1008. And 1008 isn't a variable, so this doesn't really make sense, and the compiler doesn't know what to do, so it gives an error. Okay, let's try a different approach now. This time, we'll use a couple of pixel pointers. We'll call them pointer and pointer2. So we'll set pointer to be ij, so it points over here to that memory location. And pointer2 points over here to this guy at B. Now let's try and assign pointer2 to pointer. So what we'd like to happen is this blue to be copied down here into this cell. But here's what actually happens. Okay, so first it evaluates what pointer2 is. Oh, look, it's just the number 4. Okay, and then assigns it to the variable pointer. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so now pointer is pointing to 4, and so is pointer2. But this memory down here, it's still white. I mean, we didn't change anything. Okay, so a different way of doing this. Let's try a different assign statement. Now, remember the star before a pointer, it just means to dereference. So it means give me whatever is actually in the memory pointed to by that pointer. So let's start on the right here. It says give me the memory pointed to by pointer2 and give me the blue component. And assign that to the blue component of the memory pointed to by pointer. So this is actually going to do what we want it to do. It's going to color this in blue. Okay, so this statement is exactly the same as the last one, except it uses this thing. This operator is called a dereference arrow. It does the exact same thing as that last as the star and dot, but it's just a little easier to read. And like I said, this does the exact same thing. This colors this in blue. Alright, so I hope this helped everybody, and good luck on the rest of MP1.